Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how I split test and scale ads for insane profitability while also growing my email list. So just a little bit of background about my experience here. Earlier this year I launched an ebook lead magnet that I was launching for a client. It ended up being super successful. In the first month that we launched it, it made over $25,000 profit and grew our email list by over 8,000 new emails. So super successful. And obviously, when you have a huge email list, it's very easy to retarget those people, send them content, and send them your products. Let's just do a quick overview of how Facebook ads are typically structured. Now, some of this information you're already going to know, and some of it you may not. I just want to go over it just so we're on the same page. So your ads are split into three main buckets. When you create one ad, there's three different little containers that you're going to be able to fiddle with in your options. So you have the ad campaign level, then you have the ad sets, and then you have the ad creatives. So typically, if you're launching a product like an ebook, you're going to have one ad campaign. And then within that ad campaign, you're going to have multiple ad sets. And then within each of those ad sets, you're going to have multiple ad creatives. So it'll look something like this. And then this ad set will have its own cluster of ad creatives. So when I set this up for a brand new product like this ebook that I did, I have one ad campaign, and then you have your ad sets. And then just kind of broadly here, you might have different targeting options. Like you might target different age groups, you might have different audience types, different interests. Maybe you have a warm audience, maybe you have a completely cold audience, maybe you have a lookalike audience. At the ad set level, that's where you separate those. And then the ad creatives themselves, that's the front end. That's where people see your ad in the Facebook or Instagram feed. Your headline, the video, whatever image you're using, the text, and stuff like that. The way I set this up is I'll usually do one ad campaign, one ad set, and then I'll do a cluster of different ad creatives. Typically, I'll start with no less than 6 ad creatives, for example. Now, the reason I do this is so that you don't really know what's going to work, what's going to convert well and get a low cost per lead until you have data. So to some extent, when you first start running an ad campaign, you have to just kind of throw money at it and just see what happens and see what kind of data you get. And so when I run these types of campaigns, specifically for this book, I had 6 different ad creatives set up. One of them was a static image with the title of the ebook and what makes it special, then free for a limited time. And then maybe I have a video where it's just talking about what's in the book. And then maybe there's a video that's kind of unrelated, that's sort of related to the subject matter, but not directly related to the ebook. And then et cetera, et cetera. There's just different types of things. We're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. And the great thing about Facebook and YouTube as well is that when you run ads, they will automatically let's say your ad campaign level, you're spending $100 a day. Facebook will take that money and split it evenly between your 6 different ad creatives. And then they'll see over the course of, let's say, 7 days, which of these ad creatives is converting best, which one is getting the lowest cost per lead. And when it figures that out, it'll start throwing most, if not all, of the money into that successful ad creative. So let's say it's this one here ends up being the winner. And sometimes you'll have multiple. Sometimes 2 or 3 of them will end up performing really well. And you'll notice that the other ones don't get as much ad spend on it. And so that's the reason I try to set up minimum 5 to 6 ad creatives so that I can just get some data and figure out what's working, what's not, and see what's converting well to drive that cost per lead down as low as possible. Let's take a look at what that looks like in practice. So over here in my Facebook ad campaign that I ran, you can see for this particular campaign, we acquired 2,000 leads. So there's a couple different campaigns that we did for this particular ebook, but this one in particular got 2,000 leads. And you can see over here, the only stats that I really care about when I'm tracking this over the course of several weeks is the results. In other words, the conversions, the leads that were captured, and then the cost per result. I don't really care too much about the impressions or reach. And sometimes they give you other stats like click-through rate and stuff like that. I don't see that here, maybe because the ad campaign's turned off, but I don't really care too much about that. So you can see we spent $14,000. Now that sounds like a crazy number. Like you might be thinking, I don't have $14,000 to promote my ebook, But what you're not accounting for is that if you set this up correctly, if you've got a really good high quality lead magnet, you're running traffic to it, ideally you want most of those leads, you want all of those leads to see some kind of offer. So they get your free ebook and then you put them in your email sequence and then they get some kind of low ticket offer, something between 10 and $100, for example. And so for the first week or so that they're in your email list, you're pitching them that low ticket product. A certain percentage of those people will convert. So even if it's only 5%, you'll recoup a ton of your ad spend just from that low ticket offer. In some cases, you'll even break even or even profit just from that low ticket offer that you're making, depending on how you set it up. So in the case of this particular campaign, we did spend $14,000, but we were pitching a low ticket offer. And then later down in the email sequence, after like a month or so, we were pitching a high ticket offer of like 5 to 8 grand. And so if you can just convert 2 of those in, let's say 2,000 leads here, 2,165 leads, if 2 of them convert into the high ticket, all of your ads are paid for and all of your leads are paid for. And again, these people are now on your email list. And so many of them, they might convert 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now. And so if you could set this up to be profitable as soon as possible, you end up creating a little money printing machine. And so the ebook that I did earlier this year, we were able to make it profitable after about a month. And now all those leads that we're capturing, many of them are converting to this day into low ticket and high ticket products. And that's why this model could be very successful. Let's take a look at some real world numbers just to put this into perspective. Let's say you acquire 2,100 leads, which is very similar to the funnel that I just showed you, at around $7 cost per lead. That's $14,700. That sounds crazy. It sounds very high. The conversion rate is about 8% for your low ticket product, which is $45. So that means the revenue that you're making from that conversion rate is $7,560, which leaves you at negative $7,000 profit. So that sounds terrible, and it's obviously not sustainable. But here's the thing. Anybody that's willing to buy a $45 product from you, they're going to buy more stuff from you. They've already established that trust. So you got them into your funnel. They downloaded your free ebook. They got a ton of value out of it. And they're like, hey, I want to buy this next thing, which is the $45 product. So let's say you have an ebook that's like how to lose 30 pounds in 60 days, for example. A ton of people download it. They move on with their lives. Some of them get value out of it. Some of them don't. A small percentage of them, in this case, 8%, are like, hey, this is great. Let me buy his course. And you've got a little course that you're selling that takes your ebook to the next level. It shows them diet plans. It gives them a calculator. It gives them all kinds of mental strategies they can use to stay on track and keep losing weight. It gives them inspiration. And so 8% of those people download it. You're still negative. But now, of those people that downloaded it, a tiny, tiny amount of this 2,100 people, let's say it's 5, they're going to want to buy your high ticket course. And let's say in this case, it's a one-on-one coaching session that you do every month for 3 months or something to keep people accountable. So your high ticket product, 3,500, you've got 5 conversions. So your revenue from that is, including your low ticket product, is $25,000. So now when you account for how much you spent, you're at a total profit of $10,000. So you can quickly see how building a funnel like this, if you structure it correctly, can become profitable in the long run if you're willing to optimize it well enough. Now you can take that profit, you can put it back into ads, you can acquire more leads, and you can restart the process from scratch. And this is how I've done it before. This is how I've helped other clients do it. If this is something you want to look into doing, if you want consulting on maybe how to structure your ebook and your low ticket product, hit the link down below. Get on a call with me. If we're a good fit, we can move forward. If you have any questions about this process, obviously I did a very high level overview. I didn't give you a lot of details. I think I'll break down the individual components for you in other videos. But for now, just hit the like button and hit subscribe if you like content like this. Thanks for watching.